Hello guys, today we'll be talking about mixed reality and immersive experience with Alex Kane, the CEO of Volta, a mixed reality experience creation platform for musicians, producers and performers. Special thank you to our friends at Techstars, the startup accelerator, who introduced Alex, and Volta joined Techstars Music Ranks in 2021. Let's meet him. Hi Alex, welcome to the Kitchen Talk. So how are you today and where are you joining us from?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm joining you from London.
Brilliant. So correct me if I'm wrong. So Volta is a self-serve mixed reality creation platform that actually gives artists, creators, performers the ability, to design and broadcast content for free. Is that correct? Sounds
yeah, that's correct. You've nailed it. We've made a self-serve platform that you can kind of think of it as like Legos for mixed reality, and it's particularly aimed at musicians. So it's really easy to build up immersive worlds, 3D spatial worlds that are all audio reactive. Part of the ease of use of it is that you can take any sort of 2D media, so photos and videos and camera feeds, and wrap them around different 3D objects and take, things that everybody has access to, like photos and camera feeds, and turn that into a 3D world. You can also actually volumetrically place yourself into a Volta world. If you have like one of the new iPhones or iPads with the LiDAR sensor, can actually grab the depth data and volumetrically put you in the world, and then all of that can come to life with any sort of audio source. So, everything from Spotify to, more professional like music production software, we have like a way to pipe in any sort of audio, and it just brings a world to life.
Alex, I'm quite curious about the next one. When and why did you actually decide to pivot from being like an interface for spatial audio to an XR experience creation tool? Where's the link there? What's the connection?
Yeah, so Volta actually started as my thesis project in a master's program. That's what brought me to London. I went to the Royal College of Art and Imperial College London. I did this dual program around innovation design, and one of my professors had actually made a really good ambisonic spatializer for audio. Mm-hmm. And there aren't a whole lot of really good interfaces for that. So what that means is you can synthesize depth, you can synthesize elevation in stereo audio. So you can make things sound like they're physically around you in space. And so originally Volta was a VR app, a VR interface, so that you could literally just grab like the vocals and physically put it here in space, or grab the drums or put it here, or turn on, you could record motion. So you could click record, move, the drums around you, and it would synthesize it sounding like it's around you in space using my professor's algorithm. But when I finished the program, I was more interested in the performative side of music and where mixed reality could augment that. Mm-hmm. I used to work for big electronic musicians, and so that's the sort of spectacle of the live electronic music show was what I was focused on. And so thinking about how you could use things like physics engines, mm-hmm. And game engines and gestural interfaces for that sort of live big spectacle performance, mm-hmm. was where I was focused on taking Volta. And so when I started moving down that direction, you could start not only just using the nature of like a game engine to interface with the music, but then you could actually make the world that those objects lived in, mm-hmm. Visually compelling, and then use that for like the LED walls live at a show, and create this sort of synesthetic experience between the motion of the musician, between the visual component of what they're physically doing and what's happening in the world, as well as what's sonically happening as they grab a sound and stretch it.
Really exciting. Really exciting.
Yeah.
And I also understand that it was important for you for the service to be free. Why?
Yeah, so we experimented with a lot of different business models, a lot of different kind of value propositions, and ultimately we decided that the thing that needs to come first are our artists when it comes to what we are trying to accomplish. And so we wanted to make sure that there's as few barriers to entry, as little friction as possible to get people using Volta. Not only because we obviously want more people to use it, but we believe that mixed reality itself can be an art form. But you know, that's not going to happen until there's enough artists that can use it to experiment with it. Like right now, if you were to hire a consultancy to build, you know, a mixed reality experiential performance, you know, the minimum price you're gonna pay for something like that is in the low to mid like six figures, and then it just goes up from there. And if you think of just art in general, like as we know it as a reference, like if a paintbrush costs $500,000, you would optimize, you as an artist would optimize for profit. You wouldn't optimize for creativity or artistic merit. And so, you know, we're really excited about what's going to happen when enough people have the chance to kind of, you know, play around with the tools and get their hands dirty and just kind of get weird with it. And that's when we think we'll start seeing real artistic merit out of mixed reality as an art form. And so that's why it was important for us to be free. And then we've built business models around that rather than, you know, the other way around.
The other way around, right. So Alex, I know you're a musician yourself. So as a musician, what role does technology play in your creations?
So I've been playing music since I was 8. I started playing drums when I was 8, guitar when I was 14. That's also when I started learning to produce music in high school. And that was kind of the first, I guess, inroads into using technology and music together. One of my, our band teacher in my high school taught us how to use Pro Tools on which is one of the more, you know, industry standard beefy interfaces for producing music when I was 14. And from there, I just started experimenting more and more, not just with the music itself, but with different ways to build performances. So, you know, one example is I made my own live performance that involved projection mapping and taking video of myself performing all the different parts. So I took video of myself playing the drums and the guitar and the bass and the piano. And I then projection mapped that onto different cardboard moving boxes. Like, so that the brief that I gave myself was it had to be cheap and super transportable. It needed to fit in the back of my girlfriend's car at the time. So it's just cardboard moving boxes, a projector, and my laptop. And so, you know, that was kind of like a very early experiment, I guess, into what I'm doing now. But I've also, you know, I've tried to get my hands into all different types of technology where it meets with music. I've built several guitars myself. One of them has I've built an Arduino little microprocessor into the guitar so that I could control my music software from the guitar itself.
So Alex,
so it's always a place.
Final question, and very briefly. So where do you see this industry heading? What's the future of music?
The future of music.
In a couple of words.
In a couple of words. So like I said, I really do believe that mixed reality itself is going to be, you know, its own art form. And, you know, experience itself will become a canvas for that. And if you look at like the trajectory of live music entertainment, you know, it's shifted away from focusing on musical virtuosity and more towards the spectacle. And if you kind of keep following that line, where you get to is that the experience itself becomes the main focal point. And so you go from music needing this sort of visual component to visually bring people in,
right,
to people seeing themselves more as experience creators, and then eventually the goal of the output will be the experience, this sort of mixed reality experience itself, where music and visual content and interaction all coalesces.
Right. Thank you, Alex. You're very passionate, and I think you can speak for a long time about this topic. Thank you for sharing with us. It was great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And don't leave yet. In a couple of seconds, you will see Alex, who will answer to a couple of fun questions in the Speakeasy. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe to our channel. You will see the link appearing on your screens. And we would love to hear from you. So your thoughts in the comment section below. See you next week. Goodbye.
I want to say, like, Arduino microprocessors, they're just really fun to build amazing stuff with. I just downloaded Endel and Encore, which is not too dissimilar from what we're doing, so I wanted to try it out. Both, actually. There's 11 of us in the company, and there's about 4 of us in the office right now, and everyone else is remote. Okay, right now I have 35 or 36, but I'm usually really good about trying to get to 0 emails within a week. I'm an early riser. I can't sleep past 7. I'm just awake, whether I go to sleep or not. This is a very loaded response, but collective action problems. I think that that's kind of the cause of, you know, all the harm in the world. I don't have a car, so, you know, I'll have a drink after work. All right, then Daft Punk. I want to see Daft Punk at VivaTech. Humans, for sure. As in, am I a musician or an entrepreneur? I think I've transitioned to being an entrepreneur at this point, but I would definitely identified as a musician. HoloLens. I want to be with people in space. Oh, you guys did your homework. I'm gonna go with Imogen. Piano for me, turntables for our COO, for sure.